Welcome back to Limbus Company Daily Mirror Dungeon. The special attendance event has gone on for 2 weeks now, which means we now have access to Molar Yi Sang, with him having, Rainskeep age. And this means we've got discard now. Wow, look at that. Now we can just discard stuff in hand, we get special effects for it. It's a tremor unit, so I've got a tremor build for today. But we'll get a first look at discard. This unit, basically, it's only a 2-star unit, but the thing is, Molar Yi Sang, he's just going to be a budget Molar Otis. Because their gimmicks, they're almost identical, except Otis is just, more. And of course, tomorrow we're also going to be getting another discard unit in the form of the DHE Rodion. I've also realized we don't have a single 3-star. Is there not a single 3-star Tremor unit still? Did I just not take them or something? I mean, there's you. I mean, like... Is that it, though? Is that really it for Tremor? I guess Tremor's still in kind of a strange spot. Yeah, oh well. You're going first, though, because discard stuff. We'll throw in Sinclair, of course. Oh, we've got to throw in Ishmael, of course. So we'll see how this goes. Starting gift is Nixie Divergence, so everything has some Tremor count and some Tremor potency. Just allows us to build up Tremor a lot easier, and to burst Tremor a lot easier, because these two Rose Spanner guys have an annoying issue of actually reducing Tremor count on burst. Yeah. You two don't reduce Tremor count at all when you burst, and I think Yi Sang does with his skill too. Yeah, but he inflicts 2 Tremor count on hit, so it kind of should break even. Okay, discard... Yeah, you can just discard your stuff immediately, that's cool. You can just immediately discard a skill 1. And I want to see, is there going to be like any sort of animation that plays? Because we don't know yet. I haven't tested this guy out at all. Oh, Tremor Burst, nice. It doesn't look like it. There doesn't seem to be any sort of special animation. So it probably just happens. I don't know. I don't know if there would be a good way to indicate when something gets discarded. Yeah. I guess the one indication is the fact that you are at 4 Tremor count now. So that does mean you sure did discard your... I think you discarded the skill too, yeah. So you gained 4 Tremor count and went down by 1. Be expected. Oh, that's a neutral. I guess you need sanity, so you should go for it. And then you can just go for, like, double gambles. Because it says discard in all your skill slots. So if you do this twice, does that mean you discard a total of 2 in here and 2 in here? Because if so, that would be very good. And it means that discard's going to be, all about getting multiple skill slots. Which definitely makes a lot of sense. Oh yeah, and thanks to his passive, whenever he bursts Tremor... Where is it? Yeah. Upon burst Tremor on enemy 3 sloth zone, so it's almost always going to be active. Inflict 1 defense level down per 4 stagger threshold raised, max 5 per enemy every turn. Which is definitely not bad. 5 defense level down if you just get like a decent enough, if you just get like a 20 Tremor burst. That's definitely doable with, certain like ego gifts, stuff like that. And how much did you discard? You're at 10 Tremor. So it seems like you discarded... Well, based on that, it seems like he discarded 2 things, because he gained 8, lost 1, so yeah, he's up to 10 now. Which means he could actually get a good grinding the molars off now. So we will... I guess we... Well, we'll try and get it off. Hopefully it will. Oh, whoops. Like that. Just so we can see it in action. Because he'll spend all his Tremor count, and then just burst Tremor like twice, I think. Okay, yeah. This is fine. Because this means, yeah, there's still 1 left for you to go for. Yeah, I think that was a bunch of tremoring, I think. Hard to tell. He also inflicts defense level down. It would be a little stronger if I had him at Uptie 4, because at Uptie 4 he gains another coin power on that skill when he's got the 10 plus Tremor to spend. But there's also a 3-star coming tomorrow, so I decided to save my... I've only got like 100 thread right now, so I just decided to save it. I guess it is funny to just try and, like, look at the difference between, like, these two. Like, really, the only thing they have in similarity is their weapons. Like, the suit's entirely different, of course, but the weapon, you can definitely tell, like, Boatworks, Rain kind of tried to recreate his old weapon using just random junk. And he did a fairly good job of it, it seems. But of course, it's a lot more rusty, a lot more, well, worn down, but I mean, he had to construct it through scrap metal, so that definitely makes sense. Okay, it's your skill 1. We don't like your skill 1 too much. Because his skill 1 doesn't discard. Oh, gamble. Self-tremor. Self-tremor potency, of course, very beneficial. Nice. Bunch of tremor. And then you don't have enough. You can just throw grinding the molars out there so you get the sake of the discard. Or I guess you could go for, like, yeah, your oranges. Your lust is the one you do not want. I guess I am kind of curious about the specifics, though. Yeah, I can do some testing here. Because what I'm curious about is, will it discard the skill up here, or does it only ever discard the other one? I assume it could discard, like, the one above. That's kind of hard to track. So I guess here's the plan. I'm going to try doing something like this. You guys go for some defensive skills so you don't, you know, kill everyone instantly. But the plan here is Gamble should discard something in all of his skill slots. So discard should logically discard this lust up here, the one in the third slot of his, the one in the back row, like the third row of his first skill slot. I got. Because I'm basing this off the fact that Daring Decision, which is Otis's skill 3, which we, you know, can't exactly use yet. It has the special effect of discarding all and not just one. Okay, I cannot tell. It looks like it is, though. He's going, I think he's going through his deck, like, super fast. Yeah, I mean, it definitely, it didn't discard the Grain Molars, it discarded the row 3 one. And he's already got another skill 3, like, coming, so he's definitely, like, going through his deck pretty fast. Which is definitely super cool. Definitely makes it seem like a very good. If you get a if we eventually get discard, you know, with like a super good, like super spammable skill 3, that's kind of gonna be busted. Because I know, like, these two Molar Office units, they aren't too spammable for their skill 3s because their skill 3s don't really do much unless you have enough tremor in order to actually trigger their effects. I don't think they burst tremor at all. I think Otis's skill 3 bursts tremor once or something. But yeah, there's definitely going to be a little bit of getting used to this kind of thing. Rupture inflicts additional rupture. It's a shame we didn't bother bringing Roseband or Gregor, but I don't feel too concerned. Oh, Green Spirit. That's more tremor. Perversion. That's more resources. And you've got this. Yeah, you just need 1 out of 3. Very nice. Slash week. Alright, let's see. So, you've got your skill, yeah, you're gonna want to use that immediately. So you gain some tremor count, that's fine. Although, do we really want to get rid of his skill? I mean, I honestly think the best move for Yi Sang is gonna be changing a skill 1 to a skill 2. Maybe. I'm still trying to think it through, because, like, the good thing is his skill 2 is super versatile, because on use it discards a skill, and when it gets discarded you gain more tremor. If you ever get to the point where you have to discard one of his skill 3s, you just don't gain any tremor from discarding it. Which is definitely unfavorable. Okay, here we go. We can just double, we can go for these two, that's good. Same time, like, his skill 3 is super good just because of the fact that, you know, well, it's good. I don't know. And you've got charge, so you're going for your thing. You're gonna burst tremor on this guy a little bit. I'm gonna sloth residence here. Sure. Why not? It really is a shame that these new discard units are, being tied to Tremor of all status effects, which is, definitely not the most interesting. But I think it's fine. It's definitely a logical enough connection to make with them. And I mean, DHE Rhodion's gonna be sinking, which is exciting. What do we have here? Gluttony or Pierce, flick defense level down. We could go for some defense level down type stuff. We've got some of this. Not much, though. I don't know. Burn, definitely not. We don't particularly need healing this. We'll take Sticky Muck. We'll get some synergy. And we're already inflicting a bunch of defense level down with Yi Sang. So what's a little more? And what do to the team? Okay, IQ for you. Well, yeah, that's the skill you want to go for. And then, sure, kill that guy. Why not? Suppress is only going to do a little bit of tremor here, which is, perfectly fine because this guy is going to be near dead either way. Yeah. Vibration compression immediately wasn't the best move for Rodion, but like, it's still fine enough. I'm not worried about these guys. Oh yeah, a bit of tremor on that guy already. You can go for your double discard. Sure, that'll kill. It's not gonna hit. There we go. That'll kill. It's the other Rain, the Sinclair Rain, is definitely very funny with his 4-coin skill one that's pretty garbage. Oh. This one bursts Tremor twice. Cool. Like, of course, like, Downpour would be really funny, as always. That's, like, the one thing that makes Tremor really funny at the cost of your eardrums. Okay, nice. And then we can Gamble. Which, despite its name, this Gamble... I guess this Gamble is kind of a Gamble. Because of the fact you, like, you do reduce Tremor count with the burst. I think that's what, like, the joke is with the name Gamble. Because I know for, like, Sinclair's Gamble, it's because, like, oh, if he doesn't have... he can do self-stagger and deal some damage. Which is definitely a Gamble. But here I assume it's the fact that it's his only skill that, bursts Tremor. That also reduces Tremor count. Mersal, we give him another skill 3 or something. Okay, yeah, none of this stuff really calls out to me. Do you want to give you another? We'll give you another skill 2 or something, maybe. I don't remember. I know your skill 1's awful. I definitely want to get rid of your skill 1. Is your skill 3 really worth it anymore? It's Sloth. Why not? Live a little. Alright, anyone need healing? Nope. Good rest stop. We're good rest stop, and we'll go for the Abna. So we have a chance of getting another ego gift. We've already gotten, like, we started with Nixie Divergence, and we managed to get the Green Spirit pretty early, so we're definitely in a good spot with Tremor ego gifts already. I'm trying to think what else is there that's, like, particularly good, but, like, it's not really sticking out to me. I'm grinding the Molars this thing, why not? There we go. Clash everything, dominating everything except I think Dawn had a neutral, which is, classic Dawn. Okay. Burst Tremor, nice. That actually did stagger it a little early, that's cool. Oh, and yeah, Dawn loses her Clash. I always forget about the N Corp 2 stars. I don't know, it's probably just because it's been such a long time already. It's been it's been like half a year since most of the N Corp stuff. Like, we'll get more eventually, that's for sure, but like, it's just so weird. So you're inflicting tremor, and then you burst tremor, and then do a bunch of, yeah. Reduce tremor count by 3, that's fine. Do you inflict any tremor count with this, or just, no, just tremor potency? That's fine, though. We're not going to stagger these guys more than once, most likely, so it really does not bother me. We'll just give each of these guys a little attack. You should discard, actually. Yeah, discard. Because you can just do that instead. You can still go for the one-side attack, but we'll be able to... No, the one-side attack will go first. That's right. You were going for... You were going with that guy. Okay. That'll work, because this way you'll discard one of your skills. Instead of using a skill 1, you can just discard it. At the cost of, you know, doing a little less damage and exchanging it for, you know, discard. Probably good in longer fights, but it really doesn't matter in this situation. I just like to imagine it does. Nice. 32, yeah, a lot of damage, but he gets his discard off thanks to just using it in the first place. It would be cool if it was, because it's on use and not on play, right? Yeah, it's on use. It would be cool if this was like on play, so you didn't actually have to clash with it, but I could also see that being, you know, strong. Okay, your skill 1 gives you aggro. She's a tank in some terms of the word tank, including the terms of the word tank the game uses, it would seem. Actually, this probably just kills that. Yeah, we can go for that. You've got charge now. Yes, yes, yes. Purge, and then shove that guy. Alright. Just more tremors being just doled out still. Alright. And for enemies with high tremor, we've always got tremor egos. Unfortunate that Yi Sang didn't have his skill 3 right there. I don't know, I'm just torn, like... I'm still trying to think it through, like, I've just kind of been torn on, like, the best way to go about, changing, like, Yi Sang's skills around. Like, is there an obvious best way? Because every, like, way, like, kind of has its own downsides. Like, more of the skill 3 means there's less things that are good to discard. More of the skill 2 just means, like... more of the skill 2 is, like, definitely, like, a good choice, but then you could have more of the skill 3, because the skill 3 doesn't show up too often. I don't know. But here we go. Boss fight. This is, Tippity Tappity? Or Clippity Cloppity? Or Tippity Tappity, right? Clippity... I'm confusing myself, I think. It's Clippity... Yeah, it's Clippity Cloppity. I keep on calling it Tippity Tappity because of, Gun Angels, I think. Which is really, like, the move of all time, I think. Well, this is good against you, so yeah, go for this guy, why not? I guess we could try and burst tremor this guy a little bit, bring him close at least. See, does this just inflict a bunch of tremor? Yeah, every heads inflicts a little bit of tremor count. Or at least 2 of the heads inflict a little bit of tremor count. Yeah, sure, you can go for that guy. Who else is... No one else really has any good tremor attacks this turn, so you guys can just kind of beat up the little guys. Like that. I guess question of the day. Now that we've got discard in Limbus, what other mechanic from Ruina do you hope to see come back, at least in some form, into Limbus? Personally, what I really want to see, this is definitely one I've been thinking about a lot, like, the obvious choice is Smoke, but what I really want to see is Blade Unlocked. I feel like there's a lot of really interesting ways they could take Blade Unlocked, and just, you know, Index stuff in general. And so I'm really excited, because we'll see Index eventually, and if they do, like, something similar with Blade Unlocked, that could be super cool. But yeah, leave your answer in the comments below. Is it good enough? We're grinding the Molars this guy. That's cool. Probably. Don't know if I thought this through very well, but it works. Yeah, we win the clash, we stagger this guy. Ooh, we did not stagger that guy. Ooh, that is not good. I don't know if this next attack is going for that bottom guy. Yeah, move. Well, we might get punched a little bit then. That's actually very minimal damage. I thought it would have been one of the strong attacks. But no, it was just the bread winning. Oh, and yeah, there's still one of the minions, so we gotta refuse to put on the shoes. Yi Sang, you got this? And this thing has 11 HP. Mersault kills it. He kills it in both senses of the word. Sloth or Blunt, that's pretty good. I mean, I probably just want that. Bleed doesn't help too much. We're not going to be staggered. Imagine being staggered. And we've got a fair bit of Blunt because, you know, Blunt just kind of naturally goes well with Tremor because, you know, Tremor is kind of like a powerful force enough to like shake them, to like throw them off their balance, which usually, you know, has something to do with Blunt attacks. Makes enough sense. Some of the other like strange like connections with some of the status effects and damage types doesn't really make sense. Like why Burn is, you know, so Blunt focused makes not like a lot of sense, I guess. I mean, it makes sense because like Liu Association are like all about like martial arts type stuff, and like, you know, China, if that makes sense. If the connection makes sense, I guess. And but like the fact that like out of all 5 of the burn units in the game, there's only a single non-blunt skill, and that's Mersault's skill 3. Otherwise, all of them just have purely blunt, which really is something to behold. Okay. You can go for your strong skills. Don't quite have enough. That's fine. 3 HP on that one, that's fine. We've got another attack going for it almost certainly. My headphones are glitching and the sound quality's messed up for some reason, and I've got no clue why. I can tell it's my headphones though, because I'd be able to tell if it was something wrong with the game, I think. I don't know though. It just kind of gave big like headphones being weird vibes. Okay, gamble. Gamble this one's life away. Sounds good. 1 HP. That's unfortunate. Did we do exactly the same amount of physical and tremor damage with that attack? Because they were at 38 HP, were they not? Did we do 37 damage and a tremor damage and stagger damage there? Huh. Cool. Yeah, sure. This helped Ishmael a lot, if nothing else. And I guess it could help some other things. Without Lost Affinities, a lot of our people. But we gain the... Oh no, I chose the... I was thinking of a different ego gift and a different abnormality and a different choice. That's fine though, we got cost. That's good. I was thinking of like the person who looks like, the person who kind of vaguely looks like Burrowing Heaven. And who gives you the tattoo. But that is the wrong person. And I should be put to death. My apologies. God, we're just doing so much tremor. We're gonna do so much tremor, especially in like smaller fights, thanks to the green spirit. And, you know, enemies are gonna start with decent amounts of tremor thanks to Nixie Divergence, so no tremor inflicted is wasted. Really, like, you know, when you inflict tremor on someone who's only got a count of 1, and therefore it's never gonna amount to anything. But that's not happening this run. Grind the molars? I don't see why not. You love molar grinding? It's funny how, out of the 2 new Molar units, grinding the molars is the only skill name that isn't, you know, from an actual Ruina skill. Because it's, you know, stay calm, gamble, grinding the molars for Yi Sang, and then it's like... I forget what the other ones are called, but of course Daring Decision is Otis's skill 3. Because that is, like, the classic card from them. Kill here, though. Kill this guy. Pronto. Hop to it. Down he goes, yep. Good job, guys. Wonderful job. And onwards we press. Abno time. Once again. More abnos for us to throw off balance with our tremorous ways. Yeah, that makes enough sense as a statement, probably. Gamba. We love a good gamba, as some people would say. I guess we should probably do it slowest to fastest. Oh, we've got to suppress immediately. Love to see it. And that's not good. Might want to redirect that like you. I guess you're not doing any good clashes. You can win a clash though, and then you do this guy, and then you... There we go. That'll work. I went for the wrong attack. I sure did. Oh well. I'll get used to it in time. It's just like, it's like the color gradient brain in me is like, oh yes, orange is the middle one, red is the strong one, and yellow is the weak one, because that's how like the color wheel goes. It doesn't process the fact that, you know, maybe, you know, orange is the little one for once, and yellow is the middle one, because, you know, color wheel says orange is in the middle of those two. Is it thundering outside? Fancy. Yeah, you kill that guy. Sure. Why not? 17 tremor. God, chronic fatigue. 16 HP on that guy, because he resisted the loss, it didn't do much, yeah. Oh well. Nice. And yeah, vibration compression kills, of course, because it gets all 4 coins off. And now we've just got these guys left standing. No, we don't want to stay calm, we want to gamble. Don't make that mistake again. Do not make that mistake. Would not be good. Would not be swell. I mean, it would be fine, but like... that doesn't make it swell, per se. There we go, like that. Dominating all of them. And hopefully they all die here. Maybe not, maybe. We'll see shortly. We sure did use a lost attack on that guy again, but we didn't only use a lost attack, so we fixed our mistakes. Spite driven. And you finish this one off with Quake rounds, and that's a wrap. Victory. Oh, that's, it'll trigger twice. It's not bad, then. If we got, like, next floor, I'd be like, bruh, but, like, at this point, like, it's not bad. 2 randomized gain charge count, We give Mercel another skill 3. I don't see why not, honestly. And we've got nothing else to do there, so we progress onwards. This is either Guido or... it's Morel. Either of which could be good, because like the bosses themselves have a pretty far back stagger threshold at this floor. Alright, you it is. And you're the one, you two are the ones clashing, so we can actually Quake rounds him. That'll be pretty good. My voice is being weird now, isn't it? I think it is. Being gravelly. Make sure to hydrate. Do we want to just Fierce Assault here? Probably not. This is not great chances for you. I don't know. You could just defend. You're gonna take a lot of damage. You gain Rupture Protection, though. That's pretty cool. Very beneficial for us, I think. Methinks. Your finishing run-up's gonna be pretty good here. Definitely staggers this guy if nothing else. Yeah. Okay, and he got 2 tails, so... Based on that logic, Sinclair actually would have won the clash? Huh. Oh. That's fine. Get some tremor onto this guy. Yeah, there we go. 22 tremor, not bad. You got 9 count. Grinding the molars doesn't really help us here, but you might as well. Make sure run up. Yeah, that'll work. And then we can vibration. No, we don't have the charge. Yeah, makes sense. Oh, and you've got paralysis, so you've got genuinely no chances in the slightest. Suppress. Struggling, really. Ugh. Alright then, couple defenses here. That's fine. Okay, there's gonna be a couple ties here. Alright, but we win overall. So that's good. This guy also just is guaranteed to be staggered. And he got stagger plus to even. Okay, rev up for a little bit of charge on Rodion. And get a little more tremor onto that guy. Crab. Sinclair doesn't realize this isn't a crab. All he knows is crabs at this point, honestly. So he's like, oh, what do you mean this isn't a crab? This looks like very crabbish to me. Or something. And that is a direct quotation, statistically proven. Struggling, alright, you're not going to be doing much here. He'll probably be staggered in time. He might be staggered in time. We don't have a tremor burst ready, though. That's fine. Struggling means a chance for personal growth. So I believe in Dawn. Yeah, almost straight up just killed. And yeah, suppress just straight up kills. Gamble. Yeah, there's the stagger. And this guy's got his 50 tremor potency now. So if we hit him with like a single burst tremor or something like that, that would be pretty cool, I think. If it'll let us. Which it's really not seeming like it will. Oh, we've got an enactment, that'll work. And we've got grinding the molars too, and you've, yeah, definitely got enough self-tremor. Oh yeah, I guess finishing run up is doing decently here. Why am I saying it like it matters? We can't even stagger plus him because it's the next turn. The tremor's doing nothing here. Okay, Gamble, you're self-tremoring yourself at least. Why not? There we go. Enactment doesn't kill though. Stay calm kills though. There we go. And off he flees. Like the little fly he is. The little gnat. Blunt damage deals SP damage. Why not? We've got blunt. And we've got a lot of it. So you need to go to top path if we want to get to the store. And what do you to the team now, buddy? Pally, chum. Just gotta remember to remove him from the team whenever we get an actual Abno fight. So that way Yi Sang can instead get 2 speed slots. 2 skill slots. I always get the name wrong. Oh. Enactment immediately. Fanatical Judgment really doesn't help us that much. It's favored, but that's probably fine. Suppress, this guy's gonna have what? He's already he'll have like 8 tremor, probably more than that thanks to the green spirit, but decent enough time to burst tremor then. It won't do that much, but it'll do something. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, not great. You got a lot more tails than you statistically should have gotten, Dawn. So it kind of makes sense that you'd lose that clash, but still, not great. 15 on this guy, so that'll be a somewhat notable tremor burst. He probably wouldn't stagger either way based on that, but maybe not, maybe not. I wasn't paying the most attention to like the difference. So I guess you never know. Yeah, a lot of staggers this turn. Which I will attribute solely to the Tremor. Tremor, my beloved. Oh, Sorrow. Tremor. Prayer for loving Tremor. Yeah. Alright. Let's see. Yep, keep on going top path. Blunt weak. Good. Excellent. Excellent. We'll make the most out of this, I'm sure. Oh yeah, definitely. These guys are just gonna get staggered from our normal attacks, though. You only gain charge on hit, right? Yeah. That's a little unfortunate. Hopefully you win that neutral, then. Smile. Smile emojis. This person's gonna be hit by a wrap up, so you'll have like no tremor count. Alright, go for the Rifle Purge. Even if it's gonna do like no damage, that's fine. Cool. The burst tremor didn't do anything because he was already staggered, and he only has one stagger threshold, but that's fine. Oh. Looks like Rodion's not winning her. Clash. Oh, that tremor burst actually did stagger that guy. That's good. And thanks to that, Yi Sang was able to kill. Would he have died either way? Most likely. We don't talk about that, though. We staggered, one unstaggered. You two are going against the unstaggered one. Alright. Neutral. Maximum scores. Seems good. Seems good. Ooh. Okay, yeah. He's fine. And he got the stagger off either way, which means that Rodion just kills. Only needed 2 coins. More overkill, and down they all go. So now it's time for another shopping spree. Of course, our main hope is that we get to change Yi Sang's deck, even though I may be paralyzed with indecision if that choice does show up. There we go, okay. Thrill! I really should have taken Roast Banner Gregor, huh? Is that what you're trying to tell me? The fact that I took base Heathcliff over Roast Banner Gregor is what the game's not happy about? Well, I'm not taking Thrill this time, even though it is really good, because the fact it's really good. We'll give you another Grinding the Molars. Is that a bad choice? Possibly. Oh yeah, I'm gonna grab the Melty Eyeball too. That's pretty good. That's even more defense level down. We've already got quite a bit of defense level down on this team. So, what's a little more? The boss of this floor is the snakes, by the way. We've got some Pierce. I think they resist Slash, right? They're neutral to Blunt? Maybe? I don't know. They might be resistant to Blunt. I think they're resistant to Slash, though. I don't know, though. I don't remember. I should stop saying I don't know, even though I don't know, because, I think I've made it clear that I do not know. Cool. Yeah, Stagger plus that guy with just a little bit of attacks he's weak to. 3 HP, okay. And that was also, was that 12 defense level down on that guy? Because the Tremor got burst, they got burst Tremored twice, so it was 5 defense level down each time. Thanks to the Melty Eyeball. Very funny. Yeah, they're all staggered right now. That's cool. Yi Sang may have more skill 3s, but his skill 3 is a little underwhelming if he doesn't have the 10 plus Tremor to spend. Still decent, though. It's inflicting, you know, Tremor, either way. Tremor burst, nice. And they all fell. So now we get an event. What other Tremor eel gifts even are there that are, like, good for us? I'm trying to think, like... Oh, this is the contract. This is also good. Very good, that's for sure, but, not really what I was looking for. It's not Tremor related. I mean, it kind of is, because it's all about bursting... Or it's all about staggering people, and, you know, Tremor's all about staggering people. So it is synergy in, like, a little bit of a backwards kind of way. I guess. Your left arm's not doing anything, alright. You're gonna clash. We're gonna try and stagger your arm, I think. You're gonna defend against this guy, so you can cycle through your deck a little bit. You build up charge. You burst tremor. This one doesn't reduce tremor count, of course. You build up tremor on the left arm. Yeah, you guys focus on the left arm a little bit. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, we're fine. We lost a single coin, which means a little less tremor gain and tremor inflicted. But that's fine. Ooh, that's a tie. It's a dominating, so I'm not worried, but always scary to see that when you're like, oh yes, this is a free clash, and then something has the possibility of going wrong. It just puts a little bit of fear into you. Yeah, that's a bit of tremor. And you got paralysis from that, which is annoying, but it's fine. Yeah, you go for that on the right arm. We're gonna try and do some try and burst stuff on the left arm? Yeah. How are you doing this on stuff? You'd like to discard some stuff. You can use a gamble then. Why not? Back comes some scores. You guys should probably clash against this guy a little bit. And no one cares about you. Oh, I guess as soon as we stagger the arm, the contract's gonna just snipe it. Yeah, 100 damage. So that arm's already broken, guaranteed, pretty much. But we've still got, what, 2 or 3 attacks going for that one? Luckily, most of our sources were focused on trying to do some stuff to this arm instead. That's which is why we're bursting its tremor a couple times. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Oh yeah, we just took out both the arms on the big guy. Oh no, we didn't take out the left arm. I thought we did. We just staggered it though, I think. Yeah, and this guy's going for like another attack this turn. Like, we care. Just go for some weak stuff, I guess. You can discard something. That's cool. There we go. That'll be good enough, I think. Rodian's getting her charge up by attacking that guy. This guy might not lose his arm this turn. I mean, we've still got a couple attacks. I think I sent a couple attacks up, though. So maybe not, theoretically, possibly not. No, it's definitely breaking here. Oh no, it's not, because yeah. And we actually needed all those attacks on the big guy. I wasn't expecting that in the slightest, alright. Tremor, gain tremor count, inflict tremor count, inflict tremor count. I do like inflicting tremor count. There's no reason to inflict tremor count on this guy, I've now realized. And your attacks are a little bit of liars, aren't they? That's fine. I can deal with some liars. You've only got a single tremor, alright. Have you been discarding skill 3s or something? Excuse me. How do you only have a single tremor? Did you... Oh, I guess did you spend them? I don't think he did. Oh, you attack that guy, sure. He's doing his self-damage thing. He's doing his clash losing thing. Yeah, this is going to be the epitome of his clash losing thing. Yeah, there we go. We've got vibration compression now, which is a lot of damage to him. And it bursts his tremor. Pretty cool stuff. Just one more decent hit on him and he's done for. And Mersault is there to deliver. And Heathcliff takes out that guy's arm. So now we just gotta finish you off. And fun fact about this guy, you attack him once and he's just staggered. It really doesn't matter what you hit him with, he just kind of gets staggered and dies. Like, he got staggered by Gamble. The body almost got broken by Gamble alone. Like, it's like a comically easy, like, second phase for this one. Definitely makes sense why the big ones just don't have a stagger threshold, because, Small ones definitely are a good example of what happens if they don't. You just gun them down and win. Alright, what do we get here? Glimpse of Flames, another tier 4. That's pretty good, but like not good for us. We'll take Carmilla then. Less HP for the enemies is always good. And middle path, of course. I know, I guess bottom path, I guess. Yeah, that makes more sense. We do like something like this. A boss is very long legs. Good to see. And by that I mean I hate to see him because he's actually the boss on this that doesn't have a stagger threshold, which I learned from my last time I ran Rose Spanner. And I got Downpour on the shop, literally the node before the boss, and then I got a boss that I couldn't stagger at all. Suffice to say, probably the worst boss we could have gotten here. Best probably would have been Bull. Bull's a really good place to show where you're, just show your the power of your Tremor. You impending die, sure. And then you just attack, yeah. Because this gives favor to this, a little bit of power. That's good then. Works for me. But yeah, all this Tremor is going to be for nothing in the end, which is really sad to see. Like, at least if you get, like, so the node will try with a burn team, at least you can still damage him with burn, even if he, you know, kills your guys in the process. You just kind of have to play around it. AKA sacrificing people by only having certain people take the talismans. But here, like, we just don't do anything. Maybe we can stagger the Clover. I don't remember if the Clover is a stagger threshold, but I don't particularly think so, yeah. That's unfortunate. Alright, we got these guys, though. That's good. That's a relief. We were grinding our molars. We're grinding them so much. You can't even begin to fathom it. Grinding our molars in frustration towards the fairy. Towards the Waluigi fairy. Nice. And then this guy doesn't quite die, but he's close. Very close. So close, we're just gonna gamble his life away with Gamble. Okay, event. This is Pierce. Sure. We've got some Pierce too. Oh, we lost. Okay. And then never mind. Everyone just takes... No? Did no one take damage? Wasn't this supposed to damage everyone that didn't have gloom skills or something? Did it just not? Did I go too fast or something? Or did it... Huh. Did I skip the damage I was supposed to deal, or is it bugged and it doesn't deal damage, or... I don't know what happened there. Sinclair skills. Get another skill 2. Your skill 2 is cool. It inflicts 4 tremor count. The tremor doesn't matter, though. That's right. That's right. What a triumph is that? Sure, we'll take that. That's more damage. That's cool.
준비는 끝났습니다. 명령 대기.
Really hoping I'd get to see the bull here, but man, you know, maybe I'll get to fight the bull finally tomorrow. The Mirror Dungeon 2 bull there.
얼른 끝내고 밥 먹으러 가자고.
A lot of neutrals. Don't like that. Honestly, this is, you know, we're gonna really put his name into action. These guys are gonna see why they call him Rain. That's all I'm gonna say. 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 That is all I'm gonna say. Head's nice, so his sanity's still perfectly intact. And that's all I'm gonna say. Feedback loop. Truly a perfectly set up joke. Did I stagger the guys in the back? I don't know if I did. Hopefully, though. Because I kind of didn't bother clashing properly. So hopefully I don't need to clash here. I don't. That's good. They all got staggered. That is a tremor burst in a sense of the word. You know, this run is all about tremor bursting with rain after all. So,
완벽한 탐방.
I wasn't too far off. I don't know how many times I can just make vague, like, alterations of the same joke, but I can probably keep on going at it for a while.
가자.
Locked power up. That's good. That's a power up to the gamble. You know, damage up to the gamble.
한건 했고.
There we go. That's a victory. Barbed snare, inflict minor amounts of rupture. This could have been such a good rupture run if I just decided to go for rupture instead of whatever it is I took. Oh, Yi Sang actually has lust. Who else has lust? Dawn does. Heathcliff does. So it seems like there's 3 people that can get the effects of that. Sure, we'll walk into the mist. Might as well. Yi Sang, you've got this as well. You've only failed us a little bit. What was his line saying? Was he saying something about his gamble succeeding? That's cool. I mean, we know, like, Molar office was in, like... I feel like they said where it is. Was it an SV or something? I don't remember. It might have been.
교전 시작합니다.
I don't think it was J-Core, but there's a strange, like, gambling undertone to this character for some reason.
한건 했고.
승객이 딱콩 한 방 먹였어.
Only a little bit, though, which is probably the strangest part of it all. Like, even the skill called gamble isn't really that much of a gamble.
시원한 걸.
So... I don't know. I really don't know. Oh. Okay, I lost a couple clashes, that's fine. We're staggering these guys anyways. We're killing them, we're killing them.
금방 끝내고 버스로 돌아갈 수 있겠다. 그치?
We can go for a double grind of the Molars here.
자, 한건 했고.
There's a tremor burst. That's the last tremor burst you're going to see this run, it seems. So I hope you enjoyed it. Well, we can probably just, like, gun down the boss then anyways. We can get the tremor number high, even if it does nothing. You know, maybe he's got a hidden stagger threshold down there that you just need to, like, inflict, like, 400 stagger damage or something for it to even be visible. You never know. Yeah, look at that stagger threshold he's got. How cool. Gamble. Steady. We gotta stack the tremor on this guy. We gotta get like the maximum like copage possible. You go for your skill too, because that's more tremor stuff, I guess. Yeah. Neutral. You gotta clash this one, that's fine, that might work. You can try clashing this one, you can burst tremor that one. Then you can rack up some scores. I don't know. This is why tremor is such a strange status effect. Some fights, like, you can't do anything. And I guess you gotta, like, that's part of the gamble of tremor. Part of the beauty, the fact that, you know, you're just kind of like flowing with the current. You're not really in control, you're just kind of chilling. It's like deep or something. Here's another burst tremor. You can do a bunch of rupture. Which, you know, doesn't do much for us, but luckily these attacks are gonna get to benefit from the 50% more damage the arm's taking. And, you know, just deal with all the rupture. Or most of the rupture, at least. They were staggered, not that it matters. Spawn giant clover next scene. Why are you doing it second scene? Feels a little premature. Maybe it's based on the damage he takes, though. Doesn't say in the passive, so I don't know. Okay, you go for that. We'll redirect that. Quick rounds of that. We'll redirect that. We'll steady that. That'll work for the clash. Force break. That'll work for the clash, actually. Fanatical judgment. The body perhaps? No. What's he called? What if we defend it? What if we defend the giant clover summoned for the joke? I honestly don't think there's any issues there. Yeah, do that, redirect that. Yeah. Counter, why would we attack? I guess we're just, we don't want to trigger the counter, that's why we're blocking the clover. Yeah. Ooh, but look at this. Look at this tremor. Ooh. 40 tremor with like a 16 count. I like how I just completely got the count wrong there. No, I mean 16 count, no. 10 count. And Fanatical Judgment for like a little bit more count. Yeah. That's well. Can he block to the clover? Come on, can you be staggered? No, it can't. I didn't think so, but you know, I remained hopeful. That's like 4 tremor. Huh. Who's this going for? Ishmael can take it. What clashes here? You should clash probably. Favored, that's decent. Gamble? Gamba. Yeah, there we go. We're not even using Egos or anything. We're just beating this guy up with Tremor old-fashioned. Well, I guess when he bursts Tremor, we are actually getting a benefit from it. You gotta keep that in mind, because he's getting the defense level down from the eye. So maybe I should have been building on the... I should have been focusing on the Tremor a little more, I think. I should have been going for just the burst Tremors, even if he didn't have much Tremor at all. Like 105 stagger damage thanks to how Mersault's skill 3 works. And Vibration Compression kills. There we go. That's what you get. And the clover just kind of dies. Victory.
침착하게만 해나간다면 이 정도 의뢰는 완벽하게 해결해 보일 수 있어.
You're right for that. You did the most because you had the second speed dice. Speed skill slot. That's the one. One of these days. There we go. But yeah, I mean, that's just kind of the average Tremor run. Why Tremor is in such a strange spot? Because, you know, some days you do something, some days you do nothing. Just gotta go with the flow. Which is very strange for the status effect, all about, you know, putting your opponents off balance. Ooh, 2-star. Instantly distracted. Yeah, look at that. Heathcliff, 2-star. So Heathcliff gets more shards. Love to see it. Oh, another 2-star. This is on the actual targeted banner, so yeah. Dawn it is. And the actual, like, main banner, only 1-star. Would have been cool if we got 3, but you know, no need to be greedy. That's still 33 shards worth from Daily Pulse, which is not bad. Yeah, Molar Yi Sang, he's a little underwhelming, but that's mainly just because he's the 2-star. We're going to get the 3-star in roughly 2 weeks' times, which is basically just going to be this, but better. And you know, I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure he would have been slightly better if I actually, like, upside him, but it wouldn't have been that big of a difference. It just takes, like, because the fact that is, like, he can't get his 10 Tremor unless he gets, like, a good hand the first 2 turns. Even with 2 speed slots, he still needs 2 turns of setup before he can just get the actual skill 3 off 3rd turn. And in Mirror Dungeon especially, like, that's a lot of time for setting up that you could just use to kill. But that'll be all for this time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!